So, I had to go back and look at the first video. And I say in my first video, I'll be doing the next book in a couple days. Here it is a year later. It got lost in the shuffle, I guess. But anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Carrier, S-T-I-N-A. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fantasy stuff going on here. And it was a little bit better than the first book, I guess, because I didn't notice the inconsistencies from the previous book, because I talked a lot about that in the last video. So this is book 2 in the Page Bookstore Mystery Beyond the Page. I do have 3 ready. And let's say 6. So I need to get 4. I have 5, 6, 7. I have the rest of them, but I need to get the other one. So I've got a bunch of different series I'm trying out this week, but I thought I'd go back to this one. And I left my notes over there. Good grief! I printed them out and everything. All right. So, Serena is a little two-faced. That I don't know how Addie is. Serena is just and so she's still. Addie is the bookstore owner, and Paige is her employee, and Paige is still keeping secrets. I'm like, Paige, gah! And then Mark, of course, is the police chief, and he's got a little bit of a romance going with Addie, but Lacey comes back from California, and she was his childhood sweetheart, quote unquote, and she's trying to get back in his graces and deal with him. And at first he tells Lacey no deal, he's with Addie, but then stuff him and Addie get a little close, not that close, but just close, and she ends up whispering David, her former boyfriend's name. And it just blows Mark's mind, and he just leaves, and he heads straight back into Lacey's arms. So Lacey's like, oh, he's mine. Ha, 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 ha. He's mine. He's my boyfriend. She's leaning all over him. She's kissing all over him. She's slobbering. She's just... Plus, she's a reporter. And she knows the gossip lady, who's never revealed, by the way. So, I think it's Lacey. So, she's all up in Addie's face, and she's sending Addie gifts. Get out of town, he's mine, get off of it, these threatening notes, stuff like that. Serena is Lacey's cousin, and she and Serena and Mark have been friends their whole lives. And Serena feels like she's in the middle, and she's a two-faced little thing, and I want her gone. No, I didn't mean that. I did not mean that. But Serena needs to dump Lacey. Big time. Or Addie needs to dump Serena. Because playing the two girls off each other is not good. It's not good for Addie's self-worth. So if Serena wants to be with Lacey, let her go be with Lacey and Mark. Let her be the third wheel in that relationship, but leave Addie out of it, and just drop Addie cold. But if you want Addie in your life, you're gonna have to leave Lacey out of it, because Lacey is intent, serious intent on destroying Addie. And, by the way, Serena, Lacey's stealing from you. Oh, you haven't had bank deposits in a couple months? Since Lacey started working at your shop and promoting your shop, and business has been better than ever the last 2 months, but you haven't seen a dime of that? I wonder who Lacey's taking all your money. In the meantime of all this little pettiness going on, we have a murder mystery. June's been murdered, and she was researching Pirates Cove, and we do a lot of pirates history in here. There's a lot of good historical stuff in here about pirates and the Smuggler's Cove, just like in the previous book. And someone thinks they know where some treasure is, and someone thinks they found a map of underground tunnels. And June gets murdered, and the investigation is done in bits. Mark is doing his little pieces, and Addie is doing her little pieces, and then here comes Simon, the doctor from New York who wants to live on the quieter side, and he's also the new medical examiner, and he's all hunky, and so we have hunky Simon over here, and we have hunky Mark over there, and Mark's just like, get Simon away from my girl, but he's been hanging with Lacey, so he has nothing to talk about. Yeah, so if he's pining for Addie, then what the hell is he doing with Lacey? Tell him to get off of Lacey. Because again, she's stealing from Serena. Where have your bank deposits gone, Miss Serena? And so everybody, and Simon is all in for helping investigating. He's thrilled with working with Attic. She lets him in the attic, and they search the boxes of her aunt's stuff, and they find lots of treasures, and they spend all that time alone, yada, yada, yada. And poor Mark is over there with his little police investigation, and little old Lacey doing her little knife grinding. And you don't. The whodunit. What about so-and-so? Oh, yeah, maybe. The murderer is never on the page until the end and the big reveal. And it's like they're considered suspects, but they're never actually on the page or on stage, as one might ought to say. If me and you sit down to have lunch and we're having lunch and we're talking about it, that's on stage. But if I'm telling Sally Jo that me and you went to lunch last week, blah, 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 that's off stage, or off page, or off stage. I mean, and the murderer is off, does not make an appearance till the big reveal at the end. The person is talked about, actually, there's a couple of people talked about in the fringes. Oh, who's that guy? Who's that over there? That's so-and-so. But they've never actually have a one-on-one conversation to and fro till the big reveal at the end. So most of the book, you're dealing with the relationship angst of Addie and Mark, and Addie and Simon, and Addie and Mark and Simon, and Addie and Mark and Simon and Lacey, and Addie and Mark and Simon and Lacey and Serena. And then there's little old Miss Page here with all her secrets. So we need a few more customers in the bookshop. We hear about sales, but we never actually see any customers buying anything. And speaking of which, Lorna Barrett's is coming out in a little while. You'll be seeing that soon. Think maybe January. My September, October, November, December book buying list is my entire Christmas is gonna be books. I'm gonna buy a book, I'm gonna give it to the hubby, and he's gonna put it in the closet, and he's gonna wrap it up, and my entire Christmas is gonna be books. Because I've got a list of books yay high. Doing all the new book releases, and September had a couple, and October has a few more, and November, good grief, I'm gonna buy out the store. So there's a lot coming on to Christmas, and those books will probably get read January, February. See how many I get done. So look for the September, the August, September, November, October, November, December book releases in January, February, March, April of next year, because I'm gonna get them all for Christmas. So and a friend of mine's got something. She wants me to read Bujol. So we'll see what that goes with. But so there's a lot of like relationship angst going on here, and it's going to be an ongoing thing because not too much of it's resolved. But I just want to see Lacey. Lacey, you need to go to jail. You're embezzling from Serena. And Serena, Why are you letting Lacey run your shop? It's your shop. 100% your shop. So Lacey just stole all your money, Turkey. So, uh, I want Addie's attic. I want to investigate Addie's attic and the old books. All those books, all those records. Oh, good God. Could you imagine? I'm in it for the genealogy. I'm in it for the genealogy. So, who killed June? Like you didn't know. And what's gonna go on with Mark and Addie, or what's gonna go on with Addie and Simon? Is Serena gonna wake up and smell the coffee or the tea or the bad tea that she was implied in selling? And who are these people on the fringes that we never ever talk to? And what's gonna go on with the book club? Oh, there's a brand new girl in town. We're gonna make her a book chairperson. Okay? She hasn't met anybody in your book thing. She doesn't even know your book thing's existence. And Catherine comes up to Addie and goes, "You're our new chairperson." Huh? I am? Huh? Just saying. It's just, I don't know. So, let's see if I can get this straight now, because, like I said, my notes went over yonder. You've got your small core cast. There are some fringers hanging out there, but Addie, our bookstore owner, Paige is her worker. Serena's supposed to be the friend. Lacey's the ex-girlfriend TV reporter of Mark. You have Mark the sheriff, or chief deputy, whatever they call him. And then you have Simon, the medical examiner, and the new doctor in town, and Jeannie, June's kid, and a few other fringe peoples. Those are your cores. And who murdered June and why? Oh, that treasure map. There's treasure? There was a smuggler's cove? Oh, yeah. You had treasures? You had pirates in your area? There's tunnels under your building? Do they lead any place? You'll have to read it to find out. And, Murder in the First Edition. What do you think? We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I've got a stack now. I'm happy. I've got 3 or 4 different stacks of books. I'm going, which pile today? Oh, good guys. Alright, oh, hey, don't forget the Voyagers, Fridays, and, If Then Fridays. We're pushing 90s on that, and, if you haven't watched all last year's cozies, I think November's gonna be cop month, I'm not sure, but, last year it was cozies. This year it's cops. I know I should wait for February, but it just came up. So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go with it. Have a good one.